Dang, I ate everything. Fuck. Now I'm gonna just talk. It's gonna be really a freestyle zone, but I have to really talk about what I'm like, my perspective right now. Learning video, yes, this can be a learning video, but at the same time, whatever. So let's just get straight into it. So key things: old liquidity, right? So old liquidity, time-based fair value gaps, and supply and demand. I'm gonna go through all three. Starting with supply and demand. Now, the supply and demand zone should be in the same time interval. What I mean by that is in the same, well, ideally in the same leg. So something like this whole leg right here. Now, what I like to look at, or whatever, you go on JFX Joan and you literally can just get some saws off of there, off of JFX. Gosh. But yeah, supply area for imbalance, where quote unquote institutional traders found this was an area where I guess it had big sellers or whatever the frick you want. I don't look at it. Institutional traders freaking push price down at this area, so in theory should respect this. So I'm saying, or have reaction off it, which it did, and I didn't even know it was. That's what I'm saying. In the same leg. So you don't. The things that people, the mistakes that people do is they go all the way to the past in a different time interval, like maybe like a week ago, a month ago, and all that stuff. That stuff is stupid. Those ones don't work. Even though price is very fractal, and what I mean by the same time interval is basically you can look at that same leg or the same candle, the high time frame candle that's opened. So I get like the market is a candle. It is a just one big huge candle. But don't, if you want to be for intraday, don't look at the month candle like, oh, that's the same time interval because we're still in the same month. Stupid. Don't do that. A lot of mistakes that people do is they look all the way to the left and they say, well, price, found whatever at this area, so it should. No, it's not gonna bounce. That's gonna be used for liquidity. A bounce, some people call that SMT trap, whatever. I don't give a frick. But that's gonna be areas of liquidity. Now, I'm gonna see if I can find another supply, but let's just talk about liquidity real quick right now. If it reacts, so what I mean by past liquidity is things that's not in the same time interval. Something in the past that's gonna make price react. So what you can look at as overbought or oversold. So you see how we just took out all this right here. Now the thing about this is not a good liquidity level, because you see we had this, in my experience, we had this huge chop or whatever. So this is not a good liquidity level. This could just be looked at as a break of structure or whatever, but this is not a good reaction point where you want to look to take a reversal from. Yeah, you want to ideally take reversals in London. London is reversal city. I'm not gonna lie. Reversal city or freaking setup for continuation. I don't go fact. But yeah, we're mostly not gonna have a reaction off of this. Okay, but let's look to the left a little bit more. What I mean by look past liquidity. We're taking this out right here. Now, when we take this out, how I look at it, based off of my intuition and all that stuff, my time I've been trading, is I look at it as oversold and overbought level. So this is in my mind. After we took out this low to the left, why this low? Don't ask, bro. Just watch and know the lows I mark up. That's really how you get good. I ain't gonna lie, that's how you get good. Go on people's YouTube videos, watch the YouTube videos, and look how they mark up liquidity, and look how you doing it. It's totally different. They look all the way like it's different from you. So this is like an oversold level for me. Anybody that's still trying to sell, it's mostly gonna be a reversal point for reaction back up to here, or it's having this FVG, or even go to the extreme. So yeah, you see what I'm saying? Instant reversal point. Now this can be used for biases. You know, you go on the 1 hour, 4 hour if you want, and you look if we swept something during 4 hour from like a week ago, like if there's previous week liquidity that we swept on a 1 hour, you can most likely look at that for a reaction, the trade, whatever. So I did not know it was gonna go all the way up here. Actually, I knew it was gonna have a reaction, but it turns out I went to the extreme. So that's one thing. That's another key thing. Now back on supply, because I can get back to that. Same leg. I'm gonna try to find some examples. Same leg supply. Now this right here, you can use this actually. This is same leg basically. This is not previous, but this is recent leg right here. It's not all the way in the past up here, or all the way, you know what I'm saying? This is the most recent. We just whatever. So we could find some sort of reaction off of this area, because that's what institutional traders, whatever. Just watch the FX, bro. He explains it better. So we could see a reaction off here, or you can look at it as a point of liquidity. You gotta get good, and you gotta continue to watch profitable people that trade these concepts, because it's whatever. I'm gonna get into time base for right gaps, and this one right here, you can look at this one as supply if you want. This could have a reaction, or it could get swept. Swept, cool. It's not crazy. You have to come to a point of keep on back testing it to the point it literally seeps into your intuition. That's what you have to come to that. It seeps into your intuition, and whatever. So this right here could have a reaction off of this. This is still pretty recent. Like I said, look at this. Let me see. Reaction. What's that? If you watch JFX, he talks about it so good that it really persuades you in your subconscious, bro. So like, you instantly have confidence on zones because of JFX and how he explains it. So like, so I'm saying it's interesting. So why was this one still recent? But everybody can agree this one's a recent freaking supply. It's pretty freaking recent. It's not nowhere in the past. It's in the same day. That doesn't mean nothing, honestly. Same day doesn't mean nothing, but now something like this though. Something like this. No. It's intuition you have to have, experience, to the point you have to realize that these ones don't usually work. This is far. This is in the past. It has to create a whole lot of price action. Then the more price action it creates, the worse it gets. I know people are like, oh, if we go to chopping like this, that's better. Yeah. And recent leg supply and demand areas. But if we motherfucking chop all the way up here, go past this one, whatever, you might, bro. You best think in your head, bro, that we going to sweep up some liquidity. This ain't no supply area to drop the price all the way down. Freak no. So yeah, let me see if I can find another whatever real quick. Now in this case, this one, I'm not trying to skip past whatever, but this one I really want to mark up. So I had this experience. I don't like that one, but this one can have a reaction. reaction, cool. This one, let me see this one. Yeah, this one's nice. Actually, yeah. This GFX, but this is, like I said, recent legs. Don't go all the way in the past, Mark. That's stupid. You gonna find that out real quick. Recent legs. This is the most recent one right here. This is what Price has found. Whatever JFX says. Institutional traders found this area to be an area to push price down. Cool. Marked it up as a box. You see, we expanded all the way. This is at 5, expanded, whatever. The next hour. Now let me see. 5 is, we're still in this. Look. So keep that in mind though. So intraday, same interval as the 4-hour candle. That's the best ones, to be honest with you. So if you're intraday, you want to look at 4-hour candles and see if we create some supply areas in the 4-hour candles, and if we retest the same supply area within the same candle, in the same 4-hour candle. So in this case, we did. We see this was the 4-hour open, 5 o'clock, expanded all the way lower, and in the same hour we expanded right back up close to the open price. This was the top wick right here. Not that that's important, but that's the top wick. Expanded all the way lower, came all the way back up, same time interval, same in the same 4-hour candle, respecting that area, because this is where institutional traders found an area where it will most likely, or found an area of sellers, or found an area that's deemed worthy to sell at, and that's in the same candle, which is 4-hour candle, that same 4-hour candle. You know what I'm saying? Now in the previous, in the next 4-hour candle, we're not saying this is gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Ain't none of us saying it's gonna work, because in each candle it needs to find an area, like the most active supply area. When I'm active, when a candle ends, it's quote unquote dead, I guess. You can look at it like that. But in the same candle, that's the most active point. Like this right here, this whole area right here, ain't got no motherfucking breaking structure, ain't got nothing. This is an area where, as you see, a huge drop just like that. Supply, credit imbalance. Okay, that's tough. That's tough, but hold on, we're gonna do it like this. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do it like this. Let's go in that 4-hour real quick. And I'm just going supply. We're gonna get to Ferrari gaps in a sec. You can write this one up if you want. That's what I'm saying. Do we tap it? Yeah, not quite, but still. 150 on 1 hour 50 minutes until no 4-hour candle, so everything's still fresh. If you want to look at it like that as well, motherfucker, I know everything. I know everything in this track. This also supply area as well. Like, come on, same time interval. Now 4-hour candle just got closed. Are we still gonna respect this if we do retest? Most likely not. You can look at that as liquidity, or it could respect it. Not saying it's never gonna respect it. It could respect it if it's strong enough. Another 4-hour candle just opened. Now you ask me, who we gonna respect this? My answer is probably no. It's probably gonna be used as liquidity at this point, instead of an area to push price up if we do retest it. But look at this, new candle opening. This area was deemed worthy, or was it? Yeah, this area was deemed worthy. Tap back in. Reaction. It's fine. It's fine. So I'm saying we still got 2 hours 50 minutes to whatever. What I look at this supply. I'll look at. I really wouldn't, because we kind of just chopped all the way down, right? And then like we did create imbalance, but you can't say this is the reasoning why this area was the specific reasoning. You can't really say that. You can, but you can probably say, yeah, no. Now you can look at this supply as well. This is the point of reversal that created imbalance. So obviously buyers at this point, whatever. So 2 hours into the 4 hour candle, whatever. And let me see, 30 minutes. So at this point, new 4 hour candle, you wouldn't want to look at this as a whatever. You want it. You can based off experience, but like I said, the most recent ones is the best. Like this. Like this thing right here. You can really mark up this whole area, to be honest with you. Why this area? Because it's the point of reversal. And this specific, even though we didn't create no imbalance, you you don't always have to look at it like that though. The more range you get, you look at this. How I look at it is this point, whatever. And at this area, we had our reversal and created imbalance within this leg. You see, we retest it again and expand it higher once again. So, institutional traders find this area to be whatever. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna do one more example of supply and then we'll be off. Not off, but we're gonna go to fair value gaps. I didn't have to get too deep in liquidity, but I'm probably talk about it at the end. But let me see. You can, this one is the supply right here. Yeah, perfect. That's perfect. Why this one? Use your brain. Right? Use your brain. Everything I just said, everything I explained. Why not this one right here? Does this look like we found any type of? Does this look like institutional traders found this area deemed as an area that puts price up? Like, was this the root cause? Do you think this was the root cause for this whole big candle? Or do you think this whole candle right here with this huge wick reaction was the root cause of this whole imbalance? If you'd ask me, I would say this candle right the frick here. Not this, but this. Even though we did respect this whole thing right here, you can say that. But how I looked at it, as soon as it tapped into this, probably do body too. As soon as it tapped into this, gone. This is the area where it found price. This is the area where it was worthy enough to buy in the past. So, whatever. Alright, we're gonna get the fair gaps. Time-based fair value gaps. Don't blow me. So, how I look at it, fair value gaps, what I was taught, and what's just like, well, it was kind of sealed into my brain. But once we create a fair value gap, right, and we tap in right to the fair value gap, and it's also recent too. Time base is recent as well. Keep that in mind, bro. Please. It gets tough, bro. What I don't like is fair value gaps all the way to the left. Stuff never works. You gotta be advanced, or you gotta be, you gotta have some sort of intuition to look at a fair value gap all the way to the left and say, oh, this one's gonna hold. Forget it. I like recent ones, and I don't like when we chop all the way down and then go all the way back up. This one is in the past. That's not gonna work. I like recent ones. When we come back here, we're seeking for value. Right? I was taught that when we come right in here, we're seeking for value, and this should be area price to react from, changing state, and go down. Right? If that helped a little bit, I don't freaking listen. Let's take a look. Perfect example. Fire up, came right into it, and we expanded higher a little bit. Fair gaps are good reactional areas, good bias. You get a bias of fair gap. Look for a reaction, fair gap, and in some cases you can get the full move. Some cases, some people's most. I just blew, bro, cause whatever. Like this right here. Yeah, this one. I don't know, because you know the doji candle right here is kind of weird. It's kind of weird, but okay, I guess that's cool. Okay. I mean, man, what's going on? Man. Huh. Let me see. So I really wouldn't say look at it as a anything. I really would say look at it as just a reaction right here. I ain't gonna lie. For now. Okay. Okay, that was good. That was good right there. So I don't know what model this is, but this is a model I used to have back then. I used to trade back then, and it really sealed into my head, bro, because that stuff was really, it was playing good for a little bit of that amount of time. But if we have if we create a fair gap, right, and price whatever, and price goes into a fair gap. I just explained this, but if price goes into the fair value gap, we look for a change of state, and then you continue down. But hold on, this one first. What is it? Like, you see this right here? This one was, I don't know why I just stuck with my intuition, but this one was good here because we it looked like we seeked it, like we traded all the way back down to this one, seeked it out to expand higher. It takes intuition as well, not intuition, experience. See if I catch another one. Okay, and the fair gap like this. It's an area like, okay, it's in premium, I'm not premium discount. Hold on. You can look for change of state right here and for a reaction like this. When you go to the seconds, you can see. Okay, and then give us a change of state, but we should probably call this one change of state. But hold on, let me get them locking. I'm not even talking about time base. Okay. Like this could be a bias if you get to change the state. That could be good for you. No, we don't have it. So it probably was SMT right here, or SMT right here, most likely. So like FEG for value gap, SMT. Oh, I said FEG for value gap. For value gap, SMT, change of state delivery. That model was tough. You really get good with that. Like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Change of state, SMT for value gap. But look at that model, bro. You know, you don't gotta learn first. You learn literally. Julian, not Julian, frick. Justin Merlin, freaking guy. Yeah, bro, that's all I learned from. Stuff is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I'm talking about key things. I'm not talking about, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about key things. Key things that really help me out and really can help anybody out. How you wanna look at it? Like, we're in this very gap. I like how we close. Like how we close bullish. We created this one. This one, look at it, change the state. Internal to external. Yeah, I can't lie. Whatever the frick one you wanna go with, you can. Like supply or freaking 20, whatever freaking model this is. I don't freaking know. Probably 2021, 2022. Who freaking knows? But this stuff is deadly. Sometimes. Last time you gonna get fried and you be like, I don't understand why the frick that just happened. Or this time it's gonna be playing out clean and stuff like this. For this, for example. You can look for change of state actually, and for reaction. So yeah, so probably change of state in a second. Right here. That's what most of them do. What's his name? Keyflow. Yeah, I think that's the name. Right? Whatever. But he has a specific strategy like this. FEG, change of state. Put stop loss right at the body. Shoot for like a 1 to 2. That's literally his main thing. And he's shown he made a lot of money off of a prop firm. Just off of this. It's deadly. Now, let me get into key timing. There's certain, those are just for regular examples. You can use that either the model or key timing. And now key timing, it's when we specifically create a fair value gap on a high time frame to trade into it to expand higher for continuation. Now, it can literally be, it's so fractal. Like everything I just shown was key timing, basically. Everything. We create a fair value gap just to expand into it, just to trade away from it. That's what you do. If you start to use all the time frames, you use back tests, you use all time frames. Not all time frames, but like 1 hour, 4 hour, whatever. And then you keep on spamming the freaking play button. You're gonna obviously see how we create a fair value gap, expand to it, and freaking Asia, manipulate Asia low, and then change the state of delivery, and then continue in London. You know what I'm saying? And New York does whatever the frick it wants to do sometimes. So you can see that. But I'm freaking not gonna freak the example. But like you gotta understand the reasoning of creating a fair value gap, because sometimes price will create a fair value gap just to specifically use it to expand higher. I'm saying that sometimes it's not gonna work. So like, what I won't recommend is if you see like a liquidity sweep right here, and you see it create a fair value gap, I wouldn't recommend trading that fair value gap and try to look for high prices. Break that. But something like this, we specifically expand right into the fair value gap for a change in state of delivery for possibly continuation. It gets really like that sometimes. This one though, let me see. I mean, you can, but I'll recommend if you want, place cautious on this one, and then look for your typical change of state. Yeah, this one could have failed, but look for your typical change of state of delivery and whatever from when you're 1 to 2 and all that other freaking stuff. This is getting long, but it's really like I'm back to this really cheering your eyes type of video type. Okay, this one. Yeah, that's where you like this one. These ones is risky because you will literally need to have your change state delivery in your SMT. If you don't have that, don't try to discount FVGs if you don't have experience with them. Motherfucker, don't mark them out on your jaw, and make sure if you do, make sure everything is aligned, like SMT, change state delivery. Because if not, stuff getting right there. I ain't gonna lie. Like, perfect. This is a perfect one actually. Spin right into this for a reason. Most likely, you look for a change state delivery if we do get one, which obviously we don't. But FEG creation, tag into FEG with the confirmation, it gets deadly. Let me see this one. This one, I'm not a fan of this. I ain't gonna lie. I'm really not. I ain't gonna lie to you. Cause why? We just expanded so high on this whole candle. Why the frick would we ever look for a change of state to expand all the way down to the frick though? Don't not work. Like, just being honest. Now, obviously, reaction, right? But if you really want to look at it as internal to external perspective, you can. Stuff is helpful as well. But I really, man, I'll freaking. Okay, this one right here. This is actually a pretty decent one. Seek out FEG. You want to look for a change of state? Okay, we just do anything. Literally do anything. Now this is freaking basic. It's basic. I read all this stuff is basic. Literally look at Warleen, freaking 2022. I think it's 2022 model. 2022 model. He talks about Southside and all that nonsense, whatever. Or no, I think it's. Let me try. I don't know if it's just Warleen. Flight reacts with effect. I'm playing, but key flow. My man. Yep, I knew it. This is literally his jump. Let me see if we talk about it. This is his jump. He dropped some sauce. He be dropping some sauce. But yeah, look at this freaking car. I'm playing with stuff. Oh yeah, he used also delete or profiles and stuff like that. Some bull. Oh yeah, perfect. This probably.
Alright guys, welcome to day 9 of
probably gonna copyright it, but
the 30-day series.
Talking about my guy's FEG wants to change the state. Motherfucker, he enter and he never looked back.
This video is arguably going to be one of the more important videos
6 months ago
of this series.
Time frame alignment.
Their hat. We'll start
P array.
off
Yep.
top.
Literally. Oh, yeah, he was dropping some sauce back then, like years ago.
Let's just get straight into an example. Take
Probably
a
wasn't
screenshot
years
of
ago.
this-
It's probably
of this
months ago.
video, whatever you need to do.
Felt like
There
years.
you go. So we have a 1 hour normal entry would look like. Now let's drop into an actual aligned time frame right here. It would be the 5 minute. Okay. Now I will rewind this all the way back here, and let's watch when it first
when it first
fair value gap. All right. Now, how do you avoid like getting faked out, whatever the case may be? How do you avoid that? It's by using a proper buy model. Now, for me, my entry
proper buy model
for any market maker model is going to be the flow model. That is a change in stated delivery, right?
Change in stated delivery. Flow model
would be a change in stated delivery. For other people, it might be an inverse fair value gap, right? Whatever the case might be.
Pick your inverse fair value gap. You gotta be insanely, bro. You gotta have a specific strategy to even notice inverse fair value gaps working. If you don't have a specific strategy to notice that, them joints never work out. Being honest, there's not. Let me stop. But nah, like out of all my stuff, there's not one time I was trading supply and demand, chat and trading, whatever, that I've seen a IVG work out and really hold like that. You know,
I usually
it usually gets chopped and
so
it's usually choppy price action if it does
I am not
retest it.
going to just simply enter at this fair value gap and then just, put a random stop loss, let's just say right there, and then target the highs, right? Because this is what tends to happen almost all of the time, right? That's what's going to happen to you. So what I like to look for personally is if I enter a trade, I want to see a change in stated delivery, right? Change in stated delivery.
This is a beautiful one too. So took. Tapped into high time frame PD array. Change state.
Meaning we closed
this was great.
Manipulation leg.
This is
right?
great.
So this is the leg that made the low, right? This leg right here from this down close candle to this last down close candle.
Yeah, this is great.
The low. This is the
My
manipulation
man Key
leg.
Flow.
So once we close above this,
I gotta subscribe to him.
Right? We get a change in stated delivery from bearish.
I think
to
I
bullish,
originally learned the model
right?
from him actually.
Inverse fair value gaps work the same way. It's just an advanced change in stated delivery where you
notice
have
I said advanced.
Bearish fair value gap. We inverse through it, and that's showing you delivery gap, whether it be change as now delivery here finally right
change
there.
State
and
right
this is a trade that I actually took live.
I'm telling you, look. Where you play stop loss, look.
Entry there, and I had
entry
a stop loss around these lows. I believe my stop loss
was
actually right here, and all I did was just target that high. This gave me a 4 point R. Right? Now, this the initial trade that we would have taken on that hourly time frame, right? 218 points as opposed to 30 points. Okay, you still catch a good chunk of the move. It's not like you're missing out on the move at all whatsoever, right? The move is just now starting. Okay, so you're still catching the move, right?
I'm telling you,
what this is allowing you to do.
Yeah, but that's all he does. Now, like, imagine this is the 4 hour. Like, I'm telling you, all this stuff's right through. We change to Ferrari gap. You look for your change of state, and the weak span. Like, it really, like, it can get that simple. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, change of state right here. You freaking enter right here. Stop at these highs. Shoot for your freaking external. You just shoot from 1 to 2. In this case, he probably would shoot from 1 to 2 and say frick external. My man Arjo as well. You can look at him too. Arjo, he kind of gets a little too freaky with fair gaps. Way too freaky. I ain't gonna lie. When I mean by freaky, it's like uncomfortable. The way he has confidence in him. Like, he really is really intimate with his fair gaps. Not like, sometimes it's not in a helpful way. Sometimes it's not. Like, sometimes he drops off, but it's like, alright, fair gaps don't work like that, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry, bro, but like, the way you explain it, bro, and the way I see it, no, no, like that every time. This one, no. We did right. I actually did work. That's funny. Running through all these, not a deal. Yeah, forgot it. Now this one. What I mean. You can look for your change of state. Yeah, you can. It gets, bro, this stuff gets nasty, bro. I'm serious. Now, the thing about inversions, they don't work out like this. People work out random ones. If it goes in this zone, goes bullish like this, the chances of it expanding right after that is slim to none. With my little bit of experience with them, it's slim to none. slim to none. Well, in this case, but typically what you see is literally in the same candle, it would tap it. That would be the bottom wick, and it will expand lower. If it's not that, then typically it's getting right through. Hold on, give me a second. You walking around for what the frick? Not playing. But back on saying. Yeah, it gets. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I might have to trade that model again, bro. Ooh, I ain't gonna lie. Seeing all three of these, bro, it gets crazy. Oh my gosh, it gets crazy. It gets crazy, bro. Like, whoa, this is just getting a little, just a little too, whatever. FEG curation. Right here, you won't look for your ass. Nah, that's some cheeks. But it's working though. It's weird. It's very weird. I'm gonna watch some more videos. Probably. I'll watch some of his more videos. Whatever. But look at this one. Look at this. Tap into the FEG. Why is it working so buttery though? What's going on with this? What the frick? This is a prime example, but like, ew. Yeah, I might have to. Hold on. How long has this been? 40 minutes. Alright, I think I'm gonna probably get into liquidity, but dang, these motherfuckers are so buttery. Maybe we wanna learn something. Hold on, man. Bro, what the frick? You better not work. You better not work. This one. Christian FEG. Seeked it out. Change the state. Okay, never mind. This one. A gap. A gap for a change of state. This one's actually pretty good. Yeah, this one's pretty good. Why'd I say it? We created this huge gap right here. So your gaps are usually huge supply areas. Or areas of freaking whatever the frick you look at it about. Huge reactional areas. So like in this case, yeah. Why you gap tap right into that chunk. Got yourself a chain. Nope. Tap into this one. Yeah. You see what I mean? Like, if right, you can ran through. I'm telling you, they can. And that can make you switch your strategy real quick. Not really. But, like. Okay. This is what I call kind of like a. Not a perfect. Because this wick took out extent already. So not that perfect, but. That don't mean you still can't look for your little changes. Never mind. Okay, right here. Yeah, we don't expect that. If you ever see this, bro, you should run. Close right about that wick. You shouldn't really wanna look for a low price after that one. Alright, let's see. Alright. Still expand lower. That's funny. FVG tag. Yeah, this is actually a very nice one actually. FVG state and oh wow, yeah, crispy. Let's go back to that one actually. Yeah, his model was so nice. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm about to go to bed though. Still tapped into this one. Well, in this scenario, okay, that was clean. That was very clean actually. What the frick? This one, you can look for intraday. So this one will be intraday. This will be a bias type of one. Like you literally want to look for change day and if we got some of this, and yeah, those are nice. Probably have to change day all the way down here. All the other stuff, so whatever. What the frick? See what I'm saying? Like these right here, meaningful for red gap obviously. When we tap into the same candle expand, that this one was a very meaningful FEG. Like it was created specifically to have this candle like to expand higher. That's what I mean. Like that could be time based. And you see that whenever. So like imagine this 4 hour drop down to a freaking 5 minute. We see this is Asia right here, and then London manipulate interest, and also expand. Alright. No, alright, so I'm gonna talk about liquidity real quick, and then I'm going to bed. And enough for FEG. You already see that stuff works. Not liquidity. You don't want to look at it. The best ones is in the past. So this one, but if we chop up to here, this would be a nice reactional area to look for a sell. Let me see. Now this one as well. It has to be like really in the past, but they know everything's fractal. So why this one? Because on the 4 hour, you see what I just marked out. 1 hour actually. What I just marked out is the same thing as this one. Same stuff. Everything's fractal. But yeah, let me see. See what we do. Okay, this all the way over here. So we literally took that out. Boom. It can get wicked like that. This was really in the past. So expand all the way low, all the way down here. This we can go oversold or extreme discount levels. Like become all the way down here. So about all this extremely discount, extremely cheap to buy back up. To get that one. Oh, reaction. So liquidities here are either reversal points, you can whatever, or you can let us reaction points. It's actually the same thing as everything. But yeah, let me look for more real quick. What I say this one, yeah, I would actually. The fact that we're creating so much candles chopping down to this one, I'll look at that as a reversal point for reaction. Let me see, you got that reaction. You just look for your change the character, supply area, enter. Oh man, belly trades, belly effects. You know what I'm saying? Now gap right here. You can mark it the quadrants. I'm getting out of topic, but quadrants, change state, or inverse. Okay, never mind. But alright, let me back. Look what I'm sorry. Okay. Now this area is pretty old. See how we take out that? Now we're extremely premium. Very expensive to keep on buying. Yeah. Then my man Belly Trades right here. He'll mark up this as well. Look for his little change of state, supplier, freaking. It's deadly, bro. You gotta be watching these people. These people be dropping some sauce. You don't need no crazy mental shit, bro. These people drop sauce on their own, bro. Seriously, they do. Belly Trades, Key Flow, and Justin Warling. If you wanna, since I mentioned him. When I say he dropped sauce, he dropped good enough sauce. I'll say if you want any sort of foundation, Frick TDR's Bootcamp, go straight to Justin Warling. Yeah, if you be completely beginner, obviously what I mean by beginner is you have to know at least a minimum, but you have to know what candlesticks are. But after that, Justin Warling, you want instantly. Once you get the basis of candlesticks and all that nonsense, go straight to Justin Warling. Teach you the first model, what the fuck you should be looking for. After that, Key Flow, not Belly Trades. You know what I'm saying? You can get great sauce here. But yeah, like it had to be really in the past. What I mean by in the past, obviously I was just talking about time frame intervals. Past to me is when we for liquidity, whatever. For the liquidity subject, for past to me is we have to like the past is we creating multiple candles. I'm saying it don't matter if it's the same time interval, but we creating multiple candles and then we sweep out whatever. So this one was a significant liquidity point because we created so many candles, right? That when we sweep out this on the low time frame, this is a huge trend. So we sweep out this right here. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, well this is extremely premium that we just swept all this out, but I haven't ever wrestled. That's very expensive. You can look for sales. This right here as well. Okay, this is reversal point. Created so much candles. If we do drop down to that area, you can start looking for reversals. Too good, yeah. So reversal right here, reactional area right here. Now, if you really a bad brain, for lack of words, you know your mental is bad if you've seen this reaction right here, but then you've seen this huge chop and you're like, well, I don't really care for this. No, bro. On trading, all you need is a reaction. You don't need anything else but a reaction. Now all this right here, I'm saying, it can get like that, bro. It can. But yeah, on the high time frame, this was enough for you to catch this whole buy. But yeah, so these key things: the freaking flow state model, or was it freaking God? I think it was the flow state model. Liquidity, supply, and demand. Key things you should look for reactions and for buys and for, just creating a whole framework, to be honest. Because you can look for, okay, well, we entered in this for FEG on a time frame. We should be, change the date, delivery. Okay, now we didn't do that. On our time frame, we give it to this PD array, whatever the fuck you want to look at it. And then you see if we have a change of state. Look for high prices. Okay, this one right here. No, I'm not even using my experience and intuition. I'm literally just marking up FVGs. That's how easy you can get. I mean, depends. I'm not say easy, but like that's how crazy you can get. Like I'm not using no experience, no intuition, no anything. I'm literally just marking up these things, and you see the reactions off of it, and like I'm saying. See what I mean though? Bad examples of filler gaps. You see someone, oh well, we should. These ones never usually work. Never. Or in that case. But no. Okay. This one is perfect. I like this one. Why? Number one, this wick right here is still external. This wick right here, this candle right here, closed bearish. This right here, closed bullish, but never taken out this high. I'm being honest with you, bro. We still didn't take out a low, but we still had a nice reaction off it. It was like that was clean, bro. Freaking clean. 50%? No. Yeah, still very nice reaction off it. You could have had high time frame buys off of that. I thought it was gonna work like butter though. In this case, you can use supply. So I'm saying it don't gotta be the fibber gap every time. In this case scenario, you should use freaking maybe supply again, or maybe not. No, this one's not good because this one was created only because of this. So I'm saying, so it's like this area is not the area. I found whatever. It's not a valid supply. Now enter FVG, high time frame FVG. Right there. You look for a change of state delivery. For Russell, expand higher. It's perfect. Like you can combine all these. Now we got this discounted FVG. Look for change of state. Oh, never mind. That's cool. Okay. We got this liquidity sweep right here. Plus supply area right here. Nope. Both got fried, but look what he had a reaction. Okay. Tap into high time RVG, which is gap. Tap into this one. I'm surprised if we even go. Yeah. Now it's at this one. Let's change state. Oh wow, you see how we're disrespecting it though? It was just working out better, but see how disrespecting it though? We have reactions, but it's good enough. Always, like always. But this right here. Is your supply area. Yeah. And then let me see. She created FVG went into change state delivery. Nope, we got fried. That one FVG traded into. It buys this whatever change state delivery. Boom, right there. That was pretty chopped, so that was crazy. FVG traded into. Or in this case, if you want it, you can look for it. I'll probably look for a liquidity sweep. Okay, so let's look at this. Now this is not the same time interval, but here's where you really want to look at this. I was thinking, okay, well, I should probably mark a supply. You can look at this, but well, I'm like, no, that's not really supply. It seemed like it reacted off of something. Like when we have a buy to sell, it seemed like we reacted off something. I look to the left some more. I see, oh, we had this wick. Okay, well, was it this? I'm like, no. I look to the left. I'm like, what really gave this the reaction? This whole thing. That'd be a valid supply to look for sales in. It can get wicked like that, bro. It can get advanced like that, bro. I'm being honest with you. So you notice how both of these got ran through. Got used as liquidity. That's what I'm saying. So like rookies. Rookies. I feel like people will mark up this. Look for a sell. That's bad. Supply areas. If you want to look at it in a JFX way. Let me delete this real quick. This is not supply. Why? Because this is not the area it seemed like. But at first I was looking at this. I'm like, okay, we bought up to sell. But I'm like, we bought up and sold like this. Whatever. We bought up and sold like this. We did create supply, but I'm like, we did create imbalance, but I'm like, what? This, okay, does this look like price found in area? Or does this just look like a complete reversal off of something else? Doesn't it look like it chopped a little bit to find the area of whatever? Like it found the area worthy. Like this area was ready to push this price down. Does this candle look like that's what happened? Or does this whole thing look like this was the specific area that institutional traders looked at and went to sell off of? Why? Wick, reaction, supply, imbalance, tap, imbalance. So we tap again. How that freaking makes sense, bro? Because freaking whatever. Like this one right here, I'll validate this supply because we chopped. So we was like finding this was like a big fight. Why did I say we chopped? Big doji wicks. So we chopped like this, and then we finally expanded higher. So we tap into this. Ideally, whatever. In theory, in theory, of course, you gotta throw that one out there. Now this one. You can mark up this one. You can. It's like a freaking whatever. Now you could mark up this based off what I said, the previous one. Because we already reacted off it. Or you could do this one. Why this one? reactional point, but huh. Yeah, so this thing, this one right here, be the area. Yep, that'll be the area. Nice reaction. Why this one? Big chop. This was the expansion, so this box, this area right here was the area where Price was fighting, and then it ended up being ding worthy to push Price all the way up. So that's how I looked at it. This right here, you can actually look at this whole area right here. If you really want. Okay, look at this. I mean, shoot, watch JFX, bro. Watch JFX, bro. I guess that one you can do. And I'm saying I don't want to overthink this stuff. Yeah, this price was deemed. Yeah, so buy, sell off from where? Nowhere. So yeah, not like it was reacting off anything. This was like street area where we just dropped off. So I'm saying, what you don't want to do is you don't want to be specific. People take that logic of like, oh, this was the Pacific area where it actually dropped, so it should actually, this whole area we should freaking should be in it. No, bro. Mark out the frick is what we told you to mark out. So I'm saying, like, let's try to be. Well, as you can see, we had this huge wick reaction right here, so this should be the. No. I would not just set the explain. Man, let me stop. But let me see about this one. This one. Yeah, this is nice actually. Doesn't seem like it's at the same time interval no more, so it's probably gonna go right there. Or can respect it. So I'm saying. Or it can respect it. But let me see. Nope. Okay, this whole thing is apply. Yeah, that was nice. This whole thing. Supplier. This price deemed worthy to drop down. This whole thing is a big supply. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, in logic, you can mark out its whole area like it's a supply, but as soon as we disrespect these highs, you shouldn't be looking at this whole box of supply no more. Saying we worked in and just went down. So yeah. Could you mark out this one? say? No, not really. Okay, you can mark out this whole area. Oh, you can mark out this whole candle right here. That's the area. There you go, right there. This whole box was just the area where price found, whatever, for reaction. So that'd be nice. This right here. This would be a liquidity point where price will be extremely cheap to buy. Sorry, bro, but it's experience, bro. It's experience, bro. I'm sorry. Alright, this whole area, this whole thing is this whole area is supply. Okay. Huh. Would I? Would that work? No. Reaction though, but yeah, no. I don't like that one. I didn't like that one. This is a nice area. That's imbalance. May not be the same time interval no more. So, look at this. This right here was a nice. Yep, nice area supply. That was so butter. That was buttery biscuits. Now the logic I said, well, we entered off of this, so this was the whole main area. Man, to be honest, for beginner, throw that logic out the trash until you have some spirits. Oh, frick. It's the one that creates the imbalance. So that's JFX basic concept one. The one before the imbalance. Keep that logic and you'll be just fine. This is a nice one as well. Very nice one actually. This one's like consolidated, chopped up, and this were specific point where I just found whatever. So this one, that's like more supply and demand. Oh, it's not more like freaking support and resistance one. Like that's where perfect. So like what am I got something like that? Man, you can actually. Nice reaction, I guess. This is a nice supply right here. Yeah, that was nice. And no, I'm gonna really mark that out. This whole area right here, though, that will be deemed as a nice supply area. We're right before the imbalance. Yeah, that's a belly. belly FX one. Sweep it out to get down. See, I always ran into that. Not the same time interval no more. So yeah, this window. This one right here, create the imbalance. That's a net supply. This one. Let me see. I mean, they create imbalance. So, yeah. Could look at it that way. Really want this one right here. Let me see. Yeah, I would count that supply actually. I would. For a reaction area. What about this? I'll count this area as supply. Alright, this whole thing. No, I want it. No. That one was fishy. Very fishy. I like an count this amount. I would actually count that. Create some nice imbalance, so probably not the same time interval. Chopped up to it a little too weird. It's choppy. This right here though. I'll mark up. I'll really mark up the body to this one. I'm gonna take this one. I guess you can call this one nice. The cell from. Didn't write the cell from. Not the same time interval no more though. Really we have to know this? I guess. You know? Swam. It's great actually. Pretty freaking great. Nope, frick that one. This is a nice supply actually. You know, if you really want to be. And on this one right here, this whole thing, I would say it's a good enough supply actually. I'm saying, really, I mean, you don't gotta be too harsh with this stuff. Just stuff before the imbalance is just, it's freaking, it gets tough with that. Like something like this, it's like supply, and then this right here. Let me see. What am I this one now? Oh yeah, I actually would create an imbalance, so and the stuff you can look at it like that. This right here, you can mark this out. Found an area and then creative balls right there. So I mean, no, actually that one sucks. We don't like that one. I don't like that one. Yeah, I don't like that one actually. I don't freaking like that one, bro. I mean, it did create inbounds, but that one was kind of fishy. And what about this? This right here? Caught out one supply. Super supply. Belly John. John is mad tough, I ain't gonna lie to you. Okay, this whole supply right here. Something interesting about supply. Yeah, I'll actually mark this as supply actually. Oh, it worked. Oh, it worked. Chop. Nah. It worked. Wow. It's like no boys need to go to sleep. Both of them got the freaking. What's up? That's really one. That's nice. Okay. Supply area. Hey, would you freaking look at that? Stuff held. Nah, not really. That one, cheeks. Freak that. All that. Nope. Freak that. Nope. Freak that. Look at this one though. But no, you don't really wanna. These ones got suckish. You know what I'm saying? And then let me see how we working. Okay, this one's kind of smooth geo actually. This one's kind of smooth geo. Smooth geo. Yeah, that one's kind of smooth geo. Okay, we like that. Hold on, calm down. This one not too good actually. You kind of mark out this whole area, but then again, nah, all that sucks. Nope. All right, nope. Guess you could actually, no? This one's smooth. Oh, this one's not. It's not too smooth geo. Seems like you can actually. This one has some nice, yeah. This one has some nice whatever. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Hang on, you can get really specific with these stuff. I just had a nice feeling with that candle. Had a nice feeling with that candle. Oh, we shot up from there, boy. We shot up again? Oh, frick. What the frick is wrong with this candle? I think you got some undercover You know, connections. Frick no. You really want to do this whole candle? That'll be your only point of reaction. Yeah, if we're being real. Did it refresh the body? It's happened. Oh, did it? No. Yeah, that would be your only point of hope. It's like you gotta, yeah. So like, I'm saying, learn from me. Learn from telling you, bro. Watch how these pros be marking up certain ones, bro. You gonna be shot like, yo, what the frick you marked that up for? It's like everything's just not so picture perfect to them. I'm saying, like this right here be the only point. Like you can count this whole thing as supply. Only point of reaction. See what I'm saying? If you want, you can put your cards right here. 50% reaction. Like it can get crazy. I ain't gonna lie. When it comes to supply areas, so like what I really say is anything that creates imbalance. It could be like any. It don't gotta be the specific thing right before the imbalance. It can simply be something within the leg that's in the same leg of the imbalance. So this is not right before the imbalance. In fact, I did mark up the whole imbalance. But this was in the same leg as this whole imbalance. And this seemed like this was the point. Not, you don't want to freaking be so generic and just mark out stuff like this every time. Because if we really generic, mark out this whole thing. Like, oh, well, we never get whatever. But this whole area is supply area. This whole thing is the whole thing that just pushed. You know what I'm saying? It could be crazy. I ain't gonna lie. It could be pretty crazy. Okay. Nope. That one was good though. The thing. Alright. Nope. Alright, then we know we did have reaction right off the supply. That was pretty nice. And then you can really, if you really want, this whole candle right here. So that's the area of supply. Ooh, I ain't gonna lie. Am I kissing a batter real quick? What the frick am I? What the frick is going on with me? Hold on. I'm kissing batters. I'm about to end this jumping a whole mentor shit. I'm playing. Well, what the frick? Another 50% reaction? Gosh, no, never mind. I'm like, yo. And I got the same confidence with John. That would be, yeah. Wow. Oh, wow. And my cat, whoa. Whoa. Let's go. Hold on. Yo, hold on. There's something about these impulsive ones that's catching my eye for some reason. I'm not even trying to be cray. Nope, that's all trash. This joint is actually pretty good. No, it will actually be this whole thing. And then, I don't know. That ain't great imbalance though. Nope, that one's not that good actually. Nope, that one's not good. This one could be still fit for nope. Nope, none of these. Although, I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be. Oh, you see how this? I'm not gonna force it actually. I'm not gonna force it. Nah, ain't nah. No, there's nothing actually. Nah, that's if that was one big candle, I'll say it's not a candle though. Time is flying by though. It's just 22. What the frick? 10 minutes go just like that. Okay, this one actually. Oh wow, am I kissing a bad ass? What the frick is going on? Let's see if we create some more. Hold on, let's see if we create some. Hold on, if we would expand, yeah, no, we would expand off that. Okay, cool. Am I getting too crazy? I might be. I might not be on this. Something about. Oh, there's nothing actually. Well, actually, nah, think about it. Am I getting too crazy? Am I getting too crazy? I'm supposed to be like that. If you really want to be. Okay. Maybe I'm not getting too crazy. Am I? Wait, what? Am I catching something? What supplies, y'all? Because 50% reaction is low 2% every time. No, that's more like supply. No, that's more like whatever. So that's trash. Yeah, no, get that off. One down. Right before the impulse, so like. We found another one, boys. We found another one, boys. Something about this whole region right here. Yep. Found another one, boys. Nah, fake that. We can literally just mark up this whole thing actually. Yup. Think I'm tripping. Oh, say it. Say it! Say it! Do you think I'm tripping? I'm not. Think I'm tripping. Nah, fuck that. You crazy? Hold on, what? Someone's speaking to me. Something speaking to me. Nah. Oh. Actually, I don't know. Huh. Something about this. Something about this right here. Something about this whole thing right here. To be honest. Let me see. Oh. Yeah, this one actually fit. And let's see, this one. Nope. That's no top work, so I mean, it's kind of trash. Nope. And what's going on here? Oh, I guess. And this would be. Nah, this would be liquidity actually. We're not going to get too ahead of ourselves. Like, that's straight liquidity. Oh. And yep, right here. I'm not lying to you. I am not lying to you. I am not lying to you. Modern this whole area right there. Modern that whole joint. We didn't tap into that. It blows. Nice reactions though. The way you can kind of look at it. Nah. Know what the frick I like, bro. Oh, 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 oh. Or yes, it's this whole thing. Wait, no. Getting sick. It's really just. Really want. Okay. Okay, there we go. Actually. Body to hair, actually. Being real. Dang, I'm getting crazy. Frick. Body to there. Reaction just like that. Dang, what the frick? What the frick's going on? Impulsive candle. It's an impulsive candle. The whole thing will be reaction actually. Let me see. No, not at all. Not anymore actually. So. Nope. Nope. No supply. No supply. No supply at all. No supply, no supply. This would be your only hope for supply. This right here would be your only hope. And we're gonna place 50% of this wick, or if not, something like that. That's literally your only hope for supply though. And see, it's like butter though too. I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping. I'm not. You know? I'm not. Reactional supply. It's different. No, there's no supply here. No nice supply. I don't know how my whole perspective for supply just changed like that. How the frick did it change? No, that's not. That's liquidity. There's a difference. Oh, what about this? I mean, yeah, create it. Yeah. Oh. I might have to watch some GFX after this. Not after this, but Okay. Okay. I think this is up for grabs right here. Yeah, it will have to be that whole thing as a supply. Oh, what about this? Would that be a supply? No, it wouldn't. It would actually be the body of this. Actually, is this right here. That's actually a supply. Oh, so we reacted off of this. So we mark up this whole thing. What would that be? 25. Tag reaction. That's tough. That's that the supply? No. This is not a supply. Or is it? Maybe. Oh. Oh. Hold on. I like that. Okay, so there's different sorts. We all like it. This would be area of supply, actually. I mean, nah, not quite, actually. This is the area of supply. This price plus this thing up last time, so that'll be a time interval type one for reaction. That's nice. Nice reaction. This would be an area of supply. But if you really want this whole candle, so this whole candle, wait, no, wouldn't it? Nah, this would be your only hope for supply. This whole thing. After that is really just gone. Yeah, that's nice. That's so nice. I like that. 50% reaction as well. Pacific 50%. No, I know it wasn't 50%. Forgot it. But react off that candle. That's nice. I like that. I like that. Can. I don't like, nah, that's on the cheeks. What about? Yeah, that's the area. That's the only area deemed. Okay, never mind. What about this? Nope. Yeah, I'm out. Good stream though. Oh, 1 hour.